Why do you assume only other races like fried chicken? I love fried chicken. It should be a white person stereotype because of me.
The stereotype is that all black people love chicken. And I love fried chicken. What the fuck are you talking about? Get the fuck out of here, man.
Because of me. Why do we make it so we only have pumpkin in the fall? I want pumpkin all the time.
We don't make it so we have only pumpkin in the fall. God made it so we have only pumpkin in the fall because, you know, it's called seasons. Pumpkins only grow in, like, the fall. Idiot.
Why can't most white people dance?
Seriously, like, is it genetic or something? Do we have, like, stiff hips or, like, 2 left feet?
I can dance.
Well, you just disproved it. You can dance, and my girlfriend can dance. I can't dance because I never learned how, because I do not give two shits.
Why do you get so annoyed when other people don't speak English?
English is hard. We have silent Ks.
Because they come into our country and they want to interact with us, yet they expect us to speak their language. English is I call it American, but it is the language that like 90% of people in this country use. And they come into our country and expect not to learn the language? What? Fuck off.
Why do we get...
Plus they try to talk to us, and I know some Spanish, but I can't have full-blown conversations. And most of my Spanish is, you know, like comedy, like, ¿Qué pasó, tía? I went to the store by los zapatos de la, pero estaban gone. Los shoes amarillas? Sí, estaban todos sold out.
so excited to brag on Instagram that we went to this really cool, authentic cultural festival, even though we went with all of our white friends.
Maybe it's because you just want to go there and you want to talk about it with other people. The fuck?
Why do white people spray tan until they turn orange?
That's just George Hamilton and Donald Trump. I don't spray tan. I don't want tans. I'm okay with looking whiter than my grandma's crackers.
Can't you just be comfortable in your own body?
Yes, I am comfortable in my own body. That's why I identify as male.
I'm just saying, it's not tan, it's orange.
Tell Donald Trump that.
Why do you think that since you've seen 5 seasons of The Wire, you're a cultural expert?
I don't know what the fuck that is. I don't think I'm a cultural expert on anything except Irish culture.
Why do you believe everything you see on TV when it comes to other races?
I don't. I know that despite what Dave Chappelle and Eddie Griffin says, that white people don't just drop the N-bombs whenever they talk about black people. You know, I don't describe black people as N-words or whatever. I just say this guy. Or, I don't believe that all black people are all young black men, young black boys show their underwear, you know, that whole stupid thing. I don't think that all Mexicans are here just mooching off the welfare system, having 12 babies. I do think that none of them use birth control, you know, because of the Pope. And all Mexicans are Catholic.
Why do we get upset when a TV show becomes diverse, even though diverse usually just means 2 to 3 people of color?
We only get upset when it's tokenism, when you're just including characters just for diversity, and especially when you change a character that had been established as white, and you change the race just for political correctness.
Why do you assume movies with white stars are automatically more relatable than movies with people of color?
Because you relate more to people of your own race, just like I know a lot of black people would relate more to Mace Windu in Star Wars, because guess what? Mace Windu is portrayed by Samuel L. Jackson, the black man.
People of color have had to relate to white characters for all of cinematic history.
They're in a country that is predominantly white. What's your point?
Why is Viola Davis the first black woman to win an Emmy for Best Actress?
Why?
I don't know who that is, and I do not care about Emmys. I don't watch those shows.
Aren't we complaining that the Oscars and other award shows are like all white?
It's just...
What?
It's like white people congratulating other white people on being white.
Oh my god. The cuckery in this guy.
Everybody should be represented.
Why don't we know
they are
the difference between appropriation and appreciation?
Why?
We know what appreciation is, and appropriation is bullshit. That it would be like me saying it would be like me as a Southerner saying that Yankees are appropriating the word y'all, or Hispanics coming in this country appropriating the English language. English language. The English language when they learn it. The fuck? Or saying that minorities are appropriating white hair culture when they dye their hair blonde. The fuck are you talking about? There is no such thing as appropriation. It's not.
Why can't we figure out how to make our own pop culture, our own slang, our own cool clothes?
We do, there's a lot of it, but it depends on the region.
Instead of stealing other people's cool clothes and then saying that they are our cool clothes.
They're in our country. We're not stealing from anyone. You fucking...
Why are white people obsessed with Wes Anderson?
Why would
Who the fuck is Wes Anderson?
you ever say thug life? It's a
I don't say thug life.
bad life. What do you
I know that. It's disgusting.
Have against seasoning and spiciness.
I eat boneless chicken wings that is very spicy and delicious. Ugh, my mouth is watering just thinking about it. Note to self, buy boneless chicken wings. I love spices. I love spicy barbecue sauce. I love it. And I love cinnamon. That's a spice.
Didn't Christopher Columbus discover America looking for spices?
Actually, Christopher Columbus discovered America looking for trade routes to India.
Their casseroles are thick.
Why
I hate casseroles.
do you try to avoid confrontation at all costs?
Because no one likes confrontation. What is it that do minorities love confrontation, or what is so wrong with avoiding confrontation?
Why is it crazy that I'm white and I have a big butt?
Why do you
It's not crazy, it's sexy.
make such a big deal when somebody doesn't want to hike?
I hate hiking.
Why do you keep talking about reverse racism? That is not a thing.
Yeah, it's called racism. You can be racist to white people.
We are the people in power.
Racism is about oppression. Sorry, white people have not been oppressed.
The white guilt in this guy. Have you ever heard of the Irish? The Italians? Jews? And I know he's gone now, and this video was made while a black man was still in office. Black folks aren't the only ones that have, and other minorities are not the only ones that have been oppressed. My people, the Irish, have been oppressed for 800 years. And Italians were looked down upon. Oh, and also the, now hiring, no Irish need apply. House for sale, no Jews allowed. And I remember there was a case where minorities were involved in this, but a white Irish cop in, I think it was New Orleans, was shot and killed by the precursor to the Italian mafia, and 7 Italian Americans were tried for the murder but was acquitted, and in a rage, a mob broke into the jail and hung and lynched 7 Italians. Yeah, it didn't just happen to black people. Black people weren't the only ones that were lynched. And have you ever heard of Barbary slave trade, where they sold white Christians that they called infidels as slaves? And also, Nazi-occupied Europe. Lots of white people were oppressed. And Japanese Empire taking our brave soldiers as prisoners. You realize what they did to them, especially in the Bataan Death March?
Why are you too afraid to speak up when someone says something racist?
Because we don't care. And usually we do.
Why do we think that having one friend of color means that nothing we say or do could possibly ever be racist?
We don't. We just say that we're not racist, because if we were racist, we wouldn't have them as a friend.
Why does being half white automatically make my commentary on white culture only half true?
Because you're half white. Well, actually, I shouldn't say it. It really doesn't. It just means you're just.
I am just as much white as I am Mexican.
Why do you believe that Black Lives Matter means that your life doesn't matter?
Because that's what it tells them. They only care about black lives, and they only care about black lives when they're shot by the cops. They don't care whether that person, whether that black life was reaching for a gun, or do something illegal or threatening. They just, if it's a black life killed by a white cop, oh, he was an innocent victim who was doing nothing wrong. They don't care about when black people are killed by other black people, or when black cops kill people with, and they attack white people. They've gone through the streets saying, what do we want? Dead cops. When do we want them now? And all that shit. It's a race-baiting terrorist organization.
Every life matters. It's just that one has a harder time living.
Why?
No, yeah, because of their own choosings. Black people make up only 16% of the population, yet they commit 50% of U.S. crime. How the fuck do you explain that?
Why do you get offended when you see a table full of black people, but not when you see a lunchroom full of white people?
Who? Who does this? Who? What? No one besides KKK motherfuckers gets offended by that. No, I don't care. No, there's a table full of black people. Good for them. They're having a good time. What?
Why do you always ask to have a white people club?
Who does that?
You already do. It's the student union. It's primarily white. They have a black student union because you don't represent them well.
What?
Why do you see the success of people of color as a threat to you?
I don't. Unless, I'm losing my job just so that they can hire a token minority.
You know that a 2-minute video about whiteness isn't reverse racism, right? 2 minutes about whiteness, hundreds of years of systemic oppression. Yeah, I think we can deal with it.
Oh, so 2 wrongs make a right? Yeah, that whiteness was a pretty racist bullshit. And, yeah, and it's still racist. Racist means prejudice, not that power plus prejudice bullshit. Ugh, the white guilt is strong in this one.
Why are we upset about immigrants when we were the first immigrants? And we were white people running away from other white people.
We're not upset about immigrants. We're upset about illegal immigrants who come here illegally, go on welfare, sucking up money, don't pay taxes, and then and half of them commit crime. Ugh, I hate BuzzFeed. I hate them.